far lane, Ron Gadashian in a 73 Firebird 455 Super Duty. In the inner lane, Dan Martins in a 70 442 W30 convertible.
Second round runner-up as it's Ron Gadashian, Pontiac, Michigan, hammering the throttle at that 455 Firebird.
The Firebird wins 1371 100.22 to 1525 92.68. In the far lane, Gary Moore's 67 Shelby Mustang 289 automatic. In the near lane, John Cherry's 68 Charger Hemi 4-speed. The Hemi wins with a 1429 75.75 to the Mustang's 1482 92.49 miles per hour. In the far lane, Greg Bradford in an 85 Camaro IROC Z28. In the near lane, Dallas Johnson in a 66 Cyclone 394 speed. The Comet gets there first at 1479 91.46 to the Z-Cars 1511 at 90.81. In the far lane, Cliff Sebring 70 Superbird 446 pack. In the near lane, Gary Payne in a 69 GS 400 4-speed Buick. The Superbird edges out the Buick 1437 96.46 to 1443 96.26. In the far lane, Bill Wynn in a 68 GTX 440. In the near lane, Victor Gilmino in a 70 Cyclone 429 CJ.
West Virginia. He's got the Mercury, and a Mercury with a lot of problems.
The GTX wins with a 1419 81.59 to the Mercury's uncompleted pass. In the far lane, Bill Klepper in a 70 Olds 442 W30 convertible. In the near lane, Mike Benet in an 86 Regal Grand National. Klepper takes the automatic win at 1546 71.82 to the Buick's red light 1413 97.83. In the far lane, Dennis Sachs in a 69 Chevelle 396 automatic. In the near lane, Gary Patterson in a 69 Mach 1 428 4-speed. The Cobra Jet wins at 1391 101.35 to the Chevy's 1511 84.58. In the far lane, John Mino's 68 Firebird 400 Ram Air 4-speed. In the near lane, Craig Konofalski's 71 Demon 344 speed. Mino's Firebird wins with a terrific 1272 105.5 to a 1458 95.84 miles per hour. In the far lane, Bruce Adkins in a 69 Roadrunner 446 pack 4-speed. In the near lane, Jim Umstead in a 66 Chevelle 396. Adkins Roadrunner wins with a 1414 98.79 to the Chevy's 1570 at 86.70 miles per hour. In the far lane, Sal Azzarelli in a 70 442 W30 automatic. In the near lane, Linda Jacobs in a 70 Grand Sport Stage 1 automatic.
1570 at 86 miles an hour. Sal Azzarelli, Buffalo, New York, with the old 442 off running, gets the white Buick.
Azzarelli's whole shot wins it at 1414 97.40 to a quicker 1382 97.29. Late into the evening before the race, the Oldsmobile crowd was hard at work looking for those elusive tenths of a second. The light is indeed fading fast here in the Holiday Inn parking lot. Still a lot of last-minute adjustments going on, and we've caught a crew here in the middle of doing some carburetor adjustments, apparently, on a 72 Hurst Olds W30. Here's the owner. Who are we talking to?
Bob Klein from Richmond, Michigan.
Very good, Bob. Just minor carb adjustments. I hope nothing serious?
Nope. No, sir. No, we're running a little lean, so we're riching her up a little bit.
Did the car run up to your expectations today over at Quaker City?
Yes, I would say so, but the competition is pretty stiff. I can see that.
Okay, well, which of these cars do you think is going to give you the biggest competition? You got any in mind?
Oh, of course, the Hemis, Hemis, Chryslers.
Okay, what about some of those big block Buicks?
Yeah, the Buicks sounded real good, didn't they? They were running real strong, too.
Well, this is a beautiful Olds you've got here, and I'll tell you what, it probably is going to be one of the fastest ones, don't you think?
Well, I hope so. Yeah, root for the underdog, Olds.
Okay, thank you very much.
Yeah,
and good luck.
Thank you.
Now let's return to round 2 racing. Round 2 continues. In the far lane, Mickey Crispin in a 69 Mustang 428 CJ automatic. In the near lane, Dave Brannon 67 Charger 440 Magnum automatic.
Dave Brannon, 67 Dodge Charger there in the Winston lane, off and running, and looks like the forward.
The Mustang wins with a 1474 92.59 to the Dodge's 1535 86.12 miles per hour. In the far lane, Bill Neubecker in a 66 GTO 389 Tri-Power. In the near lane, Dave Lawson in a 70 Cougar Eliminator. Lawson's Eliminator wins 1386 99.45 to the Pontiac 1464 91.55. In the far lane, Bob Brandell in a 67 442 W30 400 automatic. In the near lane, Gene Rivers in a 69 Cornet RT 440 automatic. Brandell's Olds takes the win at 1384 97.40 to the RT's 1426 96.36 miles per hour. In the far lane, T. Berellinger 73 Trans Am 455 Super Duty. In the near lane, John Chamberlain 70 Buick GS Stage 1. The Firebird wins with a 1355 99.66 to the Grand Sports 1346 100.44. In the far lane, Dave Phillips in a 66 Chevy Biscayne 4-door 427 4-speed. In the near lane, Bill Bartels in a 68 Shelby GT 500 Mustang. Phillips' big Chevy wins at 1426 96.05 to the Ford's 1562 93.07. In the far lane, Dan Ewing, 70 CUDA 440 6-pack automatic. In the near lane, Jim Murkowski, 69 Cougar Eliminator, 428 SCJ 4-speed. The CUDA takes the win, 1480 92.40 to the Cougars, 1507 90.90 miles per hour. In the far lane, Jim Jennings in a 69 Buick GS. In the near lane, Gene Wynn in a 69 Cornet RT 440.
Propelled by Gene Wine out of Uniontown.
Jennings wins with a 1593 88.14 to the Dodge's Red Lighting 1596. In the far lane, Rusty Sims, 69 Camaro 427 ZL1 4-speed. In the near lane, Eric Rainey, 70 Mustang Cobra Jet 428 automatic. Sims rips a 1283 107.52 win over the Mustangs, 1428 99.11 miles per hour. In the far lane, Tom Baumgart in a 68 GTX Hemi automatic. In the near lane, Bob Myers in a 70 Cyclone Spoiler 429 automatic. The Hemi wins at 1358 101.12 to the Spoilers, 1494 95.13 miles per hour. In the far lane, Todd Smith, 67 GTO 400 automatic. In the near lane, Dennis Roy, 71 Mach 1 351 CJ automatic. The GTO gets there first, 1472 93.45 to the Mustangs, 1484 91.55 miles per hour. Chevy versus Ford is an age-old rivalry, but muscle car fans are friendly fans no matter who drives what. We're talking with Bob Myers and Jim Umstead. Bob has brought this beautiful 351 Mustang behind us, not to race, but simply to watch. Jim, on the other hand, is here with a Chevrolet. Now here we have some Ford and some Chevy people keeping company together. A little bit unusual. Bob, tell us something about your car that you're not racing here.
Well, the car's an original car, completely stock. I'm the original owner. The reason I'm not racing is I have to work tomorrow, live in Westlake, which is close by, and I came out just to give Jim some moral support, see how he's doing here.
Very good, very good. And true friend. Jim, what's your entry here? What's the Chevy?
66 Chevelle Super Sport convertible.
And what kind of engine does this car have?
396 3¼ horse.
Okay, so here we have an old rivalry and some good friends, though, keeping company together at the Supercar Showdown. In the far lane, Cheryl Schnitzer in a 68 Roadrunner Hemi. In the near lane, Mike Court in a 69 Charger 440.
Hemi up against the 440 Charger.
The Charger wins with a 1432 97.08 to the Plymouth's 1480 98.36 miles per hour.
Yes, he does. Right side. 1432 takes the win.
In the far lane, Bill Brightenfield, 69 Camaro, 427 4-speed. In the near lane, Rich Teresi, 70 Grand Sport, Stage 1 automatic. The big block Camaro wins, 1377, 98.14 to the Buicks, 1452, 93.65. In the far lane, Dan Jensen, 71 Pontiac T37, 455 HO. In the near lane, Bob Karkashian, 69 Super B, 446 pack automatic. The Super B turns a fine, 1286, 104.41 to Jensen's, 1335, 100.44. In the far lane, Paul Keller in a 67 GTX 440 automatic. In the near lane, Patrick Riley in a 69 Fairlane Cobra 428 automatic. The Ford takes the win, 1412, 98.68 to the Plymouths, 1477, 91 flat. In the far lane, Melinda Kowal in a 70 Torino 429 SCJ. In the near lane, Ron Bruns in a 67 Dodge Coronet Hemi, a pair of convertibles. The Dodge gets there first at 1467, 96.05 to the Fords, 1492, 92.97. In the far lane, Roland Boughton 69 GTX 440 automatic. In the near lane, Dale Collins 70 Grand Sport Stage 1 automatic. The GS storms through with a 1318 101.80 to the GTX's 1448 93.36. In the far lane, Dennis Jensen in a 70 GTO Judge. In the near lane, Steve Luther in a 70 Charger Hemi automatic. The Hemi automatically wins at 1353 103.09 to Jensen's foul start 1428 99.33. In the far lane, Dave Peisel in a 70 Chevelle LS6 454 convertible. In the near lane, John Slickerbeer's 69 Shelby GT500 automatic. The Shelby wins at 1388, 97.30 to the Chevys, 1426, 97.08. In the far lane, Ken Martin's 86 Regal T-Type. In the near lane, Anatol Vasiliev in a 69 Coronet Hemi convertible. The Dodge gets there first at 1483, 96.67 to a quicker 1455, 92.4. The Supercar Showdown was truly a show-and-go event. Let's talk to a couple of guys who would agree completely. Like all car nuts, supercar nuts are the spit and polish crowd as well. Got a couple of guys here in the middle of shining up their 340 Swinger. Who are you?
Terry Matthews.
In 68 Shelby GT500 427. Hampton takes the win, 1393 95.44 to a losing 1423 94.93. In the far lane, Fran Preve in an 85 Corvette fuel-injected 350 automatic. In the near lane, Jim Manser in a 70 Grand Sport Stage 1 convertible. The Buick takes the win, 1410 96.35 to the Vets, 1452 93.36. In the far lane, Mike McCulloch in a 69 Chevelle 396 4-speed. In the near lane, John Garrick in a 69 Super B 446 pack automatic. The Chevelle wins at 1371 99.33 to the Super B's 1447 92.97. In the far lane, Chris Belgard, 70 Duster 344 speed. In the near lane, Joe Weiss in a 60 Pontiac Catalina 389 automatic.
Chris Belgard, left-hand side from San Diego, California. Dialed in, or running there on the Speed Custom side, Joe Weiss from Chesterland, Ohio, who wins the lane.
The Duster wins at 14:37, 96.77 to the Pontiac, 16:65, 79.57. In the far lane, Mike McCarty, 65 Catalina, 421 Tri-Power. In the near lane, Gary Cole, 74 Grand Sport, Stage 1. The Big Catalina wins at 14:44, 94.33 to the Buicks, 14:86, 92.78. In the far lane, Lloyd McVeigh in a 66 Satellite Hemi-Automatic. In the near lane, Gary Karn in a 71 Monte Carlo 454. McVeigh's Plymouth wins 15:31, 70.69 to 15:82, 87.37. In the far lane, Paul Suloff in a 69 Roadrunner Hemi-Automatic. In the near lane, Bruce Wilson in a 70 GSX Buick Stage 1. Suloff takes the win, 13:27, 100 flat to 13:53, 98.46. In the far lane, Tom Slows, 71 Corvette 454 4-speed. In the near lane, Norman Deals, 70 GS Stage 1 convertible. Deals GS wins with a 13:17, 100.78 to Slow's Trouble, 19:20, 42.77. In the near lane, Tom Martin in an 86 Grand National Buick draws the by run and makes a solo pass. Martin goes through at 14:62, 93.85 miles per hour.
And car number 165, car number 165.
Between rounds of supercar races, we were all treated to racing in the form of gambler cars and Mystic Islands, New Jersey. His entrant in the Supercar Showdown is a 351 Boss Mustang, 1971. Pete, tell us a little bit about this particular supercar here, or pony car as it were.
Yeah, I bought it off a pharmacist, the way you see it. Mostly I just blew the motor up last week on the way coming out here. We were testing the car out and I sucked the valve.
So you've basically got a new motor in this car right now,
Yeah.
untested.
Yeah. Just for the ride up here, that's the mileage that's on it. And mostly everything is done from the rear up. I put a Detroit locker in, 31 spline axles. And I've been running 1290s with it at place Echo.
1290s with this car. Now this car is not one of the true supercar showdown cars per se. It's a gambler's car, right?
Right.
Which is slightly altered, and that accounts for the better ETs. W30 convertible. In the near lane, Jim Jennings 69 GS 400 convertible. The Olds wins at 14:06, 97.61 to the Buicks, 15:65 at 90.45 miles per hour. In the far lane, Cliff Sebring in a 70 Superbird 446 pack. In the near lane, Dallas Johnson in a 66 Cyclone 394 speed. The Superbird gets there first, 14:42, 96.56 to the Comets, 14:93, 90.90.
1442.
In the far lane, Ron Gadashian, 73 Firebird 455 Super Duty Automatic. In the near lane, Dave Phillips, 66 Biscayne 427 4-speed 4-door.
425 horsepower. 427, I would imagine.
The Firebird wins 1373 100.89 to the Chevys 1425 96.67. In the far lane, Gary Patterson, 69 Mach 1. In the near lane, John Cherry, 68 Hemi Charger 4-speed. The Charger wins 1373 89.55 to the Mustangs 1441 98.79. In the far lane, Bob Randell, 67 442 W30. In the near lane, Dale Collins, 70 Grand Sport 455 Stage 1 Automatic. The Buick takes the win 1333 100.22 to the Olds 1384 97.29. In the far lane, Bill Wynn in a 68 GTX 440 Automatic. In the near lane, Mickey Chrisman in a 69 Mach 1 428 CJ. The Plymouth takes the win 1386 98.36 to the Fords 1489 93.56. In the far lane, John Minos, 68 Firebird 400 Ram Air 4-speed. In the near lane, Dave Lawson, 69 Cougar Eliminator 428 CJ.
Custom side, that's a Pontiac Firebird. It belongs to John Minos. 400 cubic inch power plant.
Minos Firebird wins with a terrific 1257 108.3 to Lawson's 1394 99 miles an hour flat. In the far lane, Rusty Sims, 69 Camaro 427 ZL1. In the near lane, Michael Court, 69 Charger 440 Automatic. Sims Camaro wins at 1276 107.65 to the Dodges 1440 97.19. In the far lane, Bruce Adkins in a 69 Roadrunner 446 pack 4-speed. In the near lane, T. Ellinger, 73 Trans Am 455 Super Duty. The Trans Am wins with a 1350 100.22 to the Roadrunners 1405 98.9. In the far lane, Patrick Riley, 69 Fairlane 428 Super Cobra Jet Automatic. In the near lane, Bob Karakashian, 69 Super B 446 pack Automatic.
Bob Karakashian from Millburn, Michigan. Out the dry cleaners, 35 years of age. 46 pack.
The six-pack Dodge wins with a 1335 93.84 to the Fords 1412 98.79. The six-pack Mopars were very strong at the showdown. We talked to the owner of a nice six-barrel Roadrunner. We're talking with Rick Schreiner from Mount Morris, Michigan, who's brought a 446-pack Roadrunner, one of the hottest machines that Detroit turned out. Rick, tell us a little bit about this set of Hot Wheels here.
Well, I've had this car for 2 years. It's an all-original car. It's never been restored. The engine hasn't been rebuilt, hasn't been repainted.
Have you raced this car at the drag strip before?
Nope, not when it was running right. I made one pass with it last year and it was not running right. I turned 100 at 14.6.
Well, that's a pretty good trap speed. What do you think your chances are of cleaning house here today?
Well, I'd like to think they're pretty good, but there looks like a lot of hot cars out there.
That's for sure. Rick, we wish you good luck.
Thank you.
In the far lane, Bill Bridenfield, 69 Camaro 427 425 horse 4-speed. In the near lane, Jim Manser in a 70 Buick Grand Sport 455 Stage 1 Automatic. The Buick wins with a 1417 96.35 to the Camaro's 1697 at 52.5 miles per hour. In the far lane, Todd Smith's 67 GTO 400 4-speed. In the near lane, Ron Bruns in a 67 Dodge Corvette Hemi convertible automatic. And the Dodge wins in a close race 1481 96.35 to the GTO's 1491 93.36. In the far lane, Dan Ewing in a 70 CUDA 446 pack automatic. In the near lane, Mike McCulloch in a 69 Chevelle 396 4-speed. McCulloch takes the automatic win 1379 99.11 to a red lighting 1908 58.78 miles per hour. In the far lane, Tom Martin in an 86 Grand National. In the near lane, John Slickerveer in a 69 Shelby GT 500. The Ford wins with a 1390 96.56 to a 1461 93.75. In the far lane, Tom Baumgart's 68 GTX 426 Hemi automatic. In the near lane, Dave Hampton's 68 Shelby GT 500 427 automatic. The GTX gets there first at 1367 98.57 to the Ford's 1459 90.81. In the far lane, Mike McCarty's 65 Catalina 421 Tri-Power automatic. In the near lane, Steve Luther's 70 Charger Hemi 4-speed. The Hemi goes through first with a 1347 103.09 to a 1450 94.04. In the far lane, Chris Belgard, 70 Duster 344 speed. In the near lane, Anatol Vasilyev, 69 Coronet Hemi convertible. The small block Plymouth wins with a 1432 96.77 to a 1460 97.61. In the far lane, Lloyd McVeigh's 66 Plymouth Satellite Hemi automatic. In the near lane, Norman Deal in a 70 Grand Sport 455 Stage 1 convertible. Deal's Grand Sport wins at 1319 100.78 to 1371 99.55. In the final run of round 3, Paul Suloff's 69 Roadrunner Hemi gets the bye run. Suloff goes through at 1328 105.26.